Alright, this is Chapter 2, Lesson 8. This is a lesson on simple interest and the formula to find simple interest. First of all, simple interest is the amount paid or earned for the use of money. So, for example, if I put my money into the bank in an interest-bearing account, they will pay me for the use of my money. So I'll earn some money back on top of the money that I put in. Also, if I take out a loan from that bank to, say, buy a car, if I take out $8,000 to buy a car, I'm going to owe them more than $8,000. I'm going to owe them all of the $8,000, which was considered the principal, but I will also owe them some interest. So I'll end up paying more than $8,000 for that car, because once again, the bank is in the business of making money with their money. So just so you see it, here's your formula. Interest, or simple interest, equals principal times rate times time. So let's talk about that. Principal is the amount of money that has been lended or borrowed. Rate is the percentage that's been agreed upon. I'm going to pay a certain percent on top of that principal once I pay it back. And then the time. The time is always in years, unless otherwise stated, but that's principal times rate times time in years. So let's do a couple problems. These will be the problems off guided practice on page 170. So, quick rundown of number one. The Masters family is buying a computer for $1,200. If the rate is 19%, how much will they owe after 1 month? So, let me fill in my formula here. Interest, simple interest, equals principal times rate times time. So principal is the amount of money that's been borrowed or lent. In this case, the principal was a $1,200 loan. I like to put things in parentheses when I plug them into formulas. The rate, the agreed upon rate was 19%. Of course, when we do math with it, we can't use the number 19 because it's really 19% divided by 100. So I'm going to write that as 0.19. And then the time. Remember, the time is in years, so you can't just write 1 because 1 month is only 1/12 of a year. So if I want to find the interest that I'll be paying, I will take the principal, $1,200, times the rate of 0.19, 19%, times the time in years, which is 1/12. If I do that and work that out, I will get $19. Now, remember, this is just the amount of interest that I'll be paying in that month. So now I owe whoever I borrowed that money, I owe them the $1,200 for the principal. I also owe them $19. So now I owe them $1,219. Let's try the second one. Samantha received a $4,500 loan. At the end of 4 years, she will have paid $900 in interest. Find the rate. Okay. Well, once again, interest equals principal times rate times time. Principal times rate times time in years. This time, I know the interest, $900. I know that it was the principal. It was a $4,500 loan. I should put all of these in parentheses. I don't know the rate, but I know the time. The time was 4 full years, so this time I can just use the number 4. So now, when I do this, I'm going to be taking 4,500 times 4, which is 18,000. Wow. R equals 900, and now we're in an algebraic equation, so all we need to do is solve that by getting that variable by itself. Divide by 18,000, divide by 18,000. We take 900 divided by 18,000. You will get 0.05. Now, the problem with that is 0.05 is in decimal format. Remember, we've talked about fraction, decimal, percent. You're in this decimal at 0.05, but it's asking for a rate, that percent, so we need to move the decimal 2 places to the right to get a decimal to be a percent, and we will end up with an answer of 5%. So this was a $4,500 loan at 5% for 4 years is how they got that $900 extra that they had to pay. Now don't forget, that's the amount of interest, so they would have been paying the $4,500 back as well as the $900 back. Alright, so principal times rate times time gets you the amount of simple interest.